Hey guys, welcome back to another Warframe Duviri max out video. Before we get into this video, I do want to give just a few quick updates on some things moving forward. First of all, I am ordering some new hardware for my PC. I am going to be switching over to Team Red. I'm getting myself an AMD CPU now, along with motherboard, RAM, and a few other bits and bobs to upgrade my current setup. So if there is a blip in video uploading, it will be because of that. There shouldn't be. But obviously if I need to return anything or anything comes not working or whatever, then, you know, there's a chance that I might not be able to get a video uploaded where it should be. So just so you guys are aware of that, I will leave you a note on the YouTube channel if that should happen. And secondly, I will be on holiday from the start of September for a week or two. So if there's any blip in video uploading then as well, then that is why. But again, I will keep you updated and posted on the video uploading schedule during that time. But yeah, today, as per the request of a viewer, we are going to be looking at Nekros. Now, Nekros is a frame which I obtained very early on in this playthrough. He was my first kind of farming frame, and he is already to some degree maxed out with Former, but I do not have a build specifically for Steel Path, and I do have some shards on him, which I am going to be rearranging because right now they're not really going to be of any use to us in this sense. So yeah, we'll be working him over a bit and making him look nice, because right now he has no fashion frame whatsoever, bar colours. And then in terms of weaponry, we have ourselves the Tenet Envoy, another Tenet weapon to get through this week. Secondary weapons, I don't actually have any secondary weapon incarnate adapters to hand anymore. I've gone through all the ones that I had, so I'm going to need to collect some more. I think I'm still missing the Angstrom, maybe. That might be one to look into in the future when it comes around again, but yeah. Today we're just going to roll with the Epitaph because it's a weapon that I need to get maxed out. It's a really, really good stat stick, well, status effect applier. So yeah, we're going to be working on that today. And then for our melee, I didn't actually realise, but the Kuva Shildeg I don't actually have a build for yet. It's one of the only Kuva weapons I haven't really maxed out fully. So yeah, we're going to be using this today. We'll get ourselves an Orphan Catalyst on that and get it finished up. And that's pretty much it, guys. So in terms of the build on the Nekros, I haven't really decided what I'm going to go with yet, but I do actually have a bit of an idea. I'm curious to see how it's going to pan out, because I was messing around with a build sort of during last week, and it was quite fun. So yeah, this week I am going to utilize that as best I can. I know I do usually go Nourish on Nekros. As you can see, the build I already have has Nourish, but I'm going to be trying something a bit different today, and I want to see how it pans out with the current decrees that are in the game. So yeah, we'll play around with it and we'll see what happens. But first of all, we've got to get these maxed out. So let's do that now, guys, and I will catch you in a bit. Alright, guys, so our Nekros is now maxed out. We have ourselves an extra shard on here for casting speed. So 2 ambers now, one of them's Tower Forged. The rest of the blues I've put towards health. And if you take a look at the build, I have put Smite Infusion on. Now, I played with Smite on a few other frames recently just to see how it interacts, and it can be quite powerful in clearing maps. So I'm going to be putting this on to try and increase the clearing potential on Nekros. Obviously, he's very good at defense because he can distract enemies, but there's no real way that he can, you know, actually clear out swathes of enemies unless he has a ridiculously good gun. He also has Armor Strip on Terrify, which is pretty good, and an insane amount of tankiness. So you can see here I've got Health Conversion on, I've got Shield of Shadows on as well, which is going to increase my, you know, my tankiness from my 4th ability, and then I've got Grace and Energize to make sure that my health and energy pool stay nice and high, with a bit of extra range on it. It's not going to make a whole load of difference, but I just thought I'd put that on there for the sake of it. I've also got Smite Infusion on as well, which I can use with Smite to give myself and also my clones an extra amount of radiation damage, which when I get this decree that's going to increase my ability strength based on armor, should be up in the 700% region. So I'm hoping that's going to be something interesting as well. We'll have to see. Now, Smite also works off of weapon augment mods as well, like Vigorous Swap. So if we swap between weapons and then use Smite, we are going to get increased damage on it. So I'm hoping that's going to improve it as well. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out. We might alter this a bit, but hopefully this is good enough. If we take a look at our Tenet Envoy right here, it's basically just built for supreme damage and radius. So we've got Prime Firestorm on here, we've got Crit Chance, and then everything else geared towards damage and multi-shot. I've got Vile Acceleration on. I'm going to see if this is any better than just having Vigilante Armaments on, but I think it should be fine as is. And then on the Epitaph, built for super status, you can see 210% with all 60/60 mods on. Galvanized shot for increased damage for, you know, every status effect affecting the target. Everything else built towards radius and also multi-shot. And then on the Kuva Shildeg here, it's a basic build with primed reach on because the Kuva Shildeg has a pretty high range as it is, and this is just going to increase it even further. So yeah, that's what we're going with, guys. Let's now work on our fashion frame, and then we will hop into the simulacrum to test out the weapons. Okay, guys, so the fashion frame is now done, and I have gone with the premium skin bundle for this. So we've got the Akala set on, and I've also gone with the Targus Prime armor set as well, but I have left off the shoulder plates on this one, mainly because I couldn't really find any that worked well with these kind of curved bits. So yeah, I've just left them off for now. In terms of the Syandana, we have the Vithil Syandana. This came with the Sevagoth set. I think it works quite well here. It kind of fits in with the theme, and it sits nicely between the shoulder blades and doesn't clip too much. So yeah, that's why we've gone with that. And that's pretty much it. No kind of sigils or anything fancy on here. I've kind of tried to keep it a bit simple, as I usually do with my sets. I don't like to make them overcrowded or cluttered. But yeah, now is the time to test out our weapons in the simulacrum, so let's get on with it. Alright guys, so let's test out our Tenet Envoy first. I am not expecting this to do any damage to these guys, the level 195 Steel Path Corrupted Heavy Gunners, but we'll find out. Yeah, not much going on. It is on viral, so, you know, probably the wrong elements. What we can do though, since we have our smite on, we can add some extra radiation damage. It makes a bit of a difference, but overall not a whole lot. Yeah. But yeah, with the decrees on, this will obviously do a load of damage, and on lower level enemies, it's going to absolutely slap as well. So whenever we're just clearing out low level missions, this is going to be a pretty good weapon to go with now, which is nice. If we take a look at the Epitaph, again, going to be much a similar story. We do have the smite infusion on still, so the idea would be that you just spam this, and you can see in the top there, they already have, you know, an insane amount of status procs on them. 6 different status effects with radiation and viral already up at level 10. And if we were to hold this to charge and fire it, we do a bit of damage, but yeah, it's not what it's for, really. We could use the Tenet Envoy with it, but still not quite what we're after. But yeah, again, when we get decrees with this, should be pretty good. And then lastly, let's try out the Kuva Shildeg. This is going to be very slow to begin with, I would imagine. Yeah, we need kills to get the Berserker Fury active. Let's try actually just get a game crashing moment right there. But yeah, again, as with most kind of melee weapons like this, it's not going to be shining through until we've got the decrease for it on Steel Path. So yeah, without further ado, let's try and get our Nekros in the lineup and see how far we can take it. I think I'm going to be able to take him pretty far, I'm not going to lie, but we'll see. Alright guys, here's our Nekros. Let's just check we've got the right build on here. I think it was config C we wanted. Yep, there it is. Important. So we have no weapon options for ones that we've maxed out. In terms of secondaries, I think you've found a Prime over Stubber. And then I'll probably take the Nakana as well, a bit of slash damage. Mutualist Quanta. Interesting. I wonder if we can use that with Smite. It's definitely tempting. Let's give it a go. I'm curious. We can, yeah. So with this, we can maybe put our smite through it to give it some extra damage. We'll have to check. Let's see what we've got here. So we want the armor ones, preferably the ones that are going to give us ability strength for how much armor we have. Ooh, double stats damage effect. That's not really going to help smite all that much, I don't think. Inflicting cold or toxin also inflicts viral. That might be a shout. If we get one of the augments that gives cold on crits, this might be a good idea. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that. I think it might help us out in the long run. But yeah, I have some high hopes for this one, guys, so I'll catch you in a bit once we've got a bit further. But yeah, I think this one might be able to take us a fair distance, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, so I'm moving on to stage 11 here. Just finished up the second tier, defense mission. And yeah, so far this seems pretty damn good, not gonna lie. It was very slow to begin with. I didn't really have any of the right decrees to start off with, but now that we're a bit further through and I've got what I want, yeah, we do a lot of damage. So let me just demonstrate, obviously, Smite. I can kind of just run through the enemies. If you find kind of a higher HP enemy, they're probably the best ones to target with this, because the orbs that come out of Smite are based on the enemy's HP that the initial kind of ability hits. So if you find like a Thrax enemy or an Eximus unit, it does a lot more damage. So that's something worth noting. Obviously, you probably want to focus those with the first initial ability to begin with, and then if there's none of those left, you can focus on others, like this guy. As you can see, this exterminate mission is dying very quickly. And as I kind of predicted as well, my little minions here help out a lot. There goes Vor. Vor is dead. I never die. The objectives never die because they never get hit because the enemies are too busy trying to kill my clones. Yeah, so far this has just been ridiculous. Definitely the best one I've had so far, without a doubt. I do not feel in any danger whatsoever. And I'll probably just keep going, to be honest, see if I can maybe get to rank 10 on this one run. I am running out of time, but I'll probably just pause the game and come back to it a bit later, because, yeah, this one's probably not worth giving up. And like I said, I don't even have, you know, any good weapons to go with this. None of the weapons I have right now have been kitted out at all. So this could be even better, you know, if you had a weapon that you have maxed out with this, it will just be unstoppable. Let's go with the movement speed one now, I think. So yeah, I'll carry on, guys, and I will probably just catch you back in the orbiter at this point. I think you've probably realized that this is a pretty insane concept. I'm hoping to maybe do another video on it. Maybe I'll release one this Friday as to the implications of Smite on Steel Path Circuit and how far it can take you. But yeah, we'll do a round out in the orbiter now, because I think I have shown everything I need to. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so I thought it worth maybe showing as well that this works for stuff like assassination. We are quite a bit further on here. This is maybe tier 4, I think. I can't remember. I'm probably going to go down a bit here, to be honest. It's getting to that point. But our Smite's still doing a fairly decent amount of damage here. Unfortunately, we can't do any damage to the guys inside the force field right now, which is a bit of a bummer. Let's not die to that. I think it's important as well to note that you should probably look for efficiency mods as well for this. Fairly self-explanatory considering we're spamming 1 and 4 the whole time, but yeah, just worth noting. But if we look here, we can actually use our first ability on the legs of the jackal, which do make this a bit easier for us, it has to be said. We don't need a weapon at all. You can just use Smite the whole time. There we go. So yeah, it's just a beastly build. Like, Smite is actually very, very good scalability-wise, so if you are struggling to do Steel Path Circuit, you know, maybe you're not getting the frames you want, maybe just take Smite into account. But yeah, I'm just going to keep going and see how far I can get. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I don't know where we're up to right now. All I know is that we're on excavation, still just clogging our way through, although things are getting a bit dicey as you can see, but we are still semi-defending the point with level cap enemies now on this build. I'm not dying. My smite is still doing a ridiculous amount of damage because, like I said, it's percentage health based. The Thrax guys are providing a nice platform for me to actually use it as well. And yeah, I don't know, it just feels like I could go forever on this. It's quite amusing. Unfortunately, I don't think it would work in, you know, outside of Steel Path. I am relying on the decrease somewhat to carry me through. But at the same time, you cannot deny the insane power of this with Smite. Because like Nekros is just completely unkillable. And then the fact that I can clear maps as well just makes it all the more powerful. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. But yeah, this is the last little clip I'm gonna do, guys. I'll see you back in the Orbiter. Alright guys, so Nekros proving to be an absolute beast. By far the best one I've tested out so far for comfort, damage, just everything. Defense, distraction, he really does shine through. And yeah, there's just so much synergy between the abilities he has, the decrees that come up, like all the ones that apply corrosive on like your shots, they apply to your clones. You can just do so much damage and tank everything up until level cap, as you saw there. That, yeah, he's just unstoppable. He is probably the first frame where I can truly say, and because I've done it, that you can just go from tier 0 to tier 10 on Steel Path Circuit with just one run with this Nekros build. It's pretty crazy. I don't know how well it would work with stuff like Nourish on instead, giving that to your clones, but the smite damage potential in the late game was just ridiculous. Like absurd. So yeah, if you are struggling, I would recommend maybe subsuming smite onto some of your builds to see how it might interact. With Nekros, it's definitely a big positive. But yeah guys, hopefully you enjoy the video. Again, if you have any suggestions for frames, weapons, whatever you want to see in the future, bear in mind we are starting with primed frames only and the like. So remember that when you are leaving your suggestions. But otherwise, if you did enjoy the video, guys, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. I'll see you later.